Oh, Dios. Oh, yo, sus. Alright, man. Stupid statue. Well loved. Is that why it's so sticky? The dice tower, nice. Good old thingy graffiti.
I'm guessing that Promethean fire's not for sale.
That lamp. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Well, isn't that an impressive trinket?
And none of these
Oh, you're here. I'm so glad you
acknowledge
decided
the
to visit.
statues turning
I'm
their
Aurelia.
heads.
And I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before. A certain learning and sophistication. What was that? Some kind of joke? If it was, it wasn't funny. I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
What the fuck was that? What was that noise? Is that thing enabled? Oh, god damn it. Hold on. It did, in fact. Hold on.
All right. See ya.
We all fingered it. I haven't touched this stuff. No. Ugh. I really, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the hell actually did that. Notification, I don't know. Ugh. How do I turn this off? Uh. Hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I want to turn this off. Mm. Should be off. I don't know why. Yeah, I think it was because I got an achievement or something. I don't know what the hell had happened. Annoying.
Back again. Couldn't stay away, huh? Ugh, let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us. You know, normally I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here. I guess that went right over your head. Never mind. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out.
This woman's
I'm
insane.
happy to tell you all about it, but this is valuable information we're talking about, and I don't just give it out like some cheap oracle. So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you? I think of it this way. I have something of value, and I'm willing to share it for a price. That's not unethical. That's just good business. Now, do you want it or not? Simple. It's a one-way trip, and I'm not ready to go just yet. I like my life here. One day, maybe, but not now. Well, I can't tell you too much, or you'd figure it out for yourself. But I promise you, you'll never have to spend another hour in this city ever again.
Jump in a pit. Probably.
If I took your money without giving you what I promised, I'd be breaking the golden rule, wouldn't I? And I have no interest in doing that.
Cube, could you try and no, you don't have that thing. Wait, anyone with Game Pass,
What's the
try and message me. I
matter?
want to see if
Can't afford it.
it
Well,
blinks me.
Perhaps you could take out a loan. I understand Malleolus has lent money to others on occasion. I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. As the saying goes, to drink is human, so we drink. Certainly, for 10 denarii.
Fine.
Have you met Livia? She used to do my hair, until one day she just snapped. This place has that effect on people. Now she just stands around, caked in filth, muttering nonsense to herself. It's a real shame. Now I have to do my own hair. I hear that if Malleolus is elected, he's gonna throw a small festival to celebrate, with entertainment and everything. Can't wait to find out what it is.
Yeah, I see the thing there, but it didn't make a noise. Tie it, Adrian.
Whatever you like. All right, see ya.
I have a 5 I could be doing.
You stay away from my money.
I'm nowhere near your money, I'm just looking at things. Might as well try. It is, after all.
Salve.
No, what the fuck are you doing here? I too.
I saw you use the device I made, and it worked! Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but is there any chance you'd be willing to do me a favor?
Anything for you.
Well, I've been trying to get this rare flower from the rock spire in the middle of the lake. It's too steep to climb, so I hung a rope over the lake and made this pulley device, only I, couldn't quite summon the nerve to use it. Do you think you could use the device again, and try to get that flower for me? Oh, thank you. It would help me a lot. There's no rush, just whenever you get a chance. All right. See you around.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Evil.
We must get to the shrine.
Stargate Lord. The fucking inner sphere. Fucking land command. Goddamn. Damn it, man.
Salve, friend. I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine? Oh, is that right?
Oops.
Well, just make sure you don't get lost in any other sacred places you're not supposed to be. Can't have you disrespecting the gods by accident, can we now? But listen, most folks seem
Oh, Katie,
a
please
bit
be careful.
confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Yeah, his eyes work properly because he engaged us from a distance.
All right, friend, suit yourself. Just don't do anything too reckless till you've spoken with Magistrate Sentius in his village.
Yes. Invisible walls. Until there aren't any. Hmm.
Salve, I
Right,
saw you
mate.
slide down that rope before. Very impressive. And strange, too, since that device you used is exactly the same as one I've been working on for weeks. There I was, thinking I'd invented it. Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but is there any chance you'd be willing to do me a favor? Well, I've been trying to get this rare flower. It's too. Do you think you could use? Really? You already have it? That's impressive. You're just a step ahead, aren't you?
Hog ground day.
This is going to make her so happy. Equitia, I mean. Now I just have to.
Oh boy,
figure out how
welcome
give
to
it
chat.
her. What I really want to do is walk up to her, give her the flower, and confess I've been madly in love with her since the moment we met. But on the other hand, I can't shake the feeling that the consequences could be terrible.
Yes, I haven't seen anything that happened in the chat for the last 4 minutes, so if anyone wrote anything, they'd have to do it again.
You mean aside from her execution? You see, Equitia is a Vestal priestess, meaning she's taken a vow of chastity, the breaking of which would be an extremely serious affront to the gods and a capital offense. Even if she was just suspected of being unchaste, it could lead to her execution. Unchaste Vestals get buried alive. Oh, and I'd get flogged to death for good measure. But at the same time, she's just so kind and graceful, and I feel so much love for her that if I don't tell her, it'll burn a hole in my chest. I don't know what to do. What do you think? What would you do? Now that I hear you say that out loud, I hear how crazy it is. I think maybe I need to be a bit more cautious. What I need is a go-between. Someone who can tell her how I feel and find out how she feels without risking her life. What do you say? Do you think you could help me one more time? Wonderful! Now, all I need you to do is give her the flower and tell her it's from a secret admirer. Tell her I'll keep my distance and that I just want her to know that she's loved.
Oh, damn, very fine.
Thank you. Come back as quick as you can and tell me what she says.
Well, news.
Help! You have to do something.
Yeah, I can see your arms
A
are
man
fucked.
arrived in the baths. Real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. You have to do something. Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over. What? Why? All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead.
I like her
Please be
face.
careful.
Oh, wrong way. Poop room. I got my dumb ass lost. So the rule is broken no matter if someone sees me or not, it seems. See, peekaboo yourself. Oh, come on, you Damn, this new computer is really noisy. It bums me. Piss. I like how they filled all the bowls. Stop growling at me, you penis. Here we go.
What
I
are
have
you
your
doing
thing.
here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cumulatus decius won't give it to me. What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing, and at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
Protagonist.
A what? I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. I think it's your accent, because it sounded like you said, time traveler. But whatever kind of traveler you are, that was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need. I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up. My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here. It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden
calling a
rule,
fucker.
they have to try to be discreet about it. Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense. Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying, but I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out, and you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you. Let me know how you go.
What? Why do I have that key? What the fuck? Just leaving me with this man.
Be careful who you trust. Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest. As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions. The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler. Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga. All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did. I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? You figured it out already. I wish I'd been so astute. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning. Of course, I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it. I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course. I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelia set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him. I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but thank you.
May Apollo keep you safe.
I already have this. Nah.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing.
Moment.
All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please, please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
Down with that sort of thing.
Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone. Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over. It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact. And she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that. Oh, really? That changes things a little. But we're still in debt bondage to that monster. Unless you happen to have 2,000 denarii to pay off both of our debts. Really? Wait. So, I guess you'd want me to work for you then. You'd do that for us? A couple of complete strangers? It seems today we are both blessed. This did not turn out how I thought. Thank you, friend. I never thought people like you existed. Thank you. I'll go and pay off our debts immediately. I just wish there was some way I could repay you.
Handjob wouldn't be out of the question.
I have nothing but the tunic on my back. I'll go and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news. Thanks again, friend. I'll never forget what you did for us.
Don't take the fast way. Well, he was speed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I see now why. So he actually broke the floor, allowing me to jump down there before, and it doesn't work now. Not that I actually hit the fucking water.
What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it. I'm thankful that you're here. Can I help you with something? Ah, that's a shame. Another time then.
Let's see if I can make her completely cross-eyed. Ah, damn it.
Lovely to see you again. Can I help you with something?
A little bit.
Ah, that's a shame. Another time.
I need you to stand still. Damn it. She was...
Lovely to see you again. Can I... Ah.
Wee. Bonk. Bruh.
Name's Rufius. With a what?
Little huffy guy, dude. Goro sword rar. I think I've read that. Dynamic X3. For some reason, this guy gets really angry if I touch his fucking pottery.
Elected your magistrate.
Domitius
doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute, so you must have been desperate to see
Oh,
me.
he's the guy with the different colored eyes.
What do you want?
I forget who said something about that.
Are you insane? You barge into my villa uninvited and then make outrageous demands? Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win?
Don't talk nonsense. There's no such thing as the golden rule.
How could you possibly know that?
Nonsense! This is nonsense! I don't know how you know about my plans, but I'm absolutely sure Sentius is involved somehow. And now, I'm going to enjoy watching Domitius kill him even more. Now, get out of here! You outstayed your very limited welcome.
Penis. What a knobhead.
Ave. We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break the golden rule, forcing me to create a portal in time to bring you here? I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is. Only, I assume we failed, and you had to start over. Is that about right? If so, what happened? You broke it. Why in Pluto's name would you do that? Well, it seems you failed spectacularly. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned and gathered and do better next time. Now, I assume you sought me out again for a reason? You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question, I'm afraid. That man is a liability we simply cannot afford. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught multiple times, sneaking around in places he should not have been. Look, I can see where you're going with this. You think me cruel. I assure you that is not the case. You may not be aware of this, but it was not so long ago, during the Republic, the law of the 12 Tables would have required that he be killed as soon as he was born, owing to his deformities. Here we see to it that he has food, water, and shelter, and, most importantly, he is able to continue living. A privilege that would be taken away from all of us were he to be released and commit the crime of trespass. The man has no self-discipline, poor comprehension of what is going on around him, and is an incorrigible rule-breaker. I will not jeopardize the lives of my people so that one man can go free. Now, was there something else? Ask then. Good. Now.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Of course. What is it? Yes? Why do you say that? What? I'm speechless. How do you know? Of course, this isn't your first loop, is it? Well then, you must stop him from winning the election. I expect you'll need some kind of leverage on him, but I can't be seen to be involved in this, of course, so you'll be on your own. You'd better not waste any time, and may Swada, goddess of persuasion, go with you. Good, thank you.
Oh, dickhead.
Ah, you've returned. Do you have any news? Of course. Yes? Why do you say that? So I'm told. This is truly atrocious behavior, which undermines the very foundations of our democracy. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, but before we proceed, I must ask, are you sure he's the one? Ah, I see. It looks like you'll have to... Of course. Yeah.
Who stole the cats?
Why do you say that? Why then? It looks like... Of... Yeah. Why do you say that? Well then, you'd better make sure she doesn't lose another patient, hadn't you? Whatever it takes, do it. It looks like you'll have to continue your investigation.
Hardacre.
Now, was there anything else you wanted?
I think there's some rule 34 of him and Nigel.
Yeah. Why do you say that? Why? It looks like...
This is his daughter and he doesn't see him.
Yeah. Why do you say that? You suspect? I confess, I don't have a lot of sympathy for Ulpius, but you're going to need a lot more than suspicion to get to the bottom of this. It looks like you'll have to continue your investigation. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask? Thank you. I'll be waiting.
BRB, good degrees. invisible walls on the subtitles here. Dynamic entry. 14's not a lot of money.
On your best behavior, I trust?
What up, guy?
What is it, citizen? What business is that of yours? A lot of people have been looking for her. But it's been 3 weeks, and we've found nothing.
This guy looks like
what makes you
some
think
actor.
We can do better? I suppose that's true. Scintilla was always a kind, well-behaved young woman. I admit, her disappearance really caught me off guard. If anyone knows something, I'd expect it to be Sentia, Malleolus, Claudia, or Domitius. But none of them will tell me anything. You might fare better, though, I suppose. Fine. All right.
This is. Oh, I was trying to do the sprint slide, kick a barrel into Cube's ape.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
Barbarian, how dare you? Cross-eyed lady.
You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing god who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent god would let my sister go missing on his or her watch? Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought.
Isn't barbarian just a word for mate living outside Rome?
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving. Oh, and I suppose I'll just have to take the word of a know-nothing barbarian who just arrived, will I? I trust you can see yourself out.
Well, she's not living in Rome either. If we could find a road, we'd be able to get to Rome. Fuck's sake. I've exposed the bottom of my skull slightly. No, you're thinking of people from the Barbary coast. That's not the same. You gave me free ass to snoop around in possession.
Whatever are you wearing?
No, you're thinking of that Eleboe in the green suit. This is the upskirt one that has an actual ass.
Citizen?
I wonder if so. Wait, citizen, that means I can vote. I wonder if you get turned into a statue while shitting, that if like the halfway out poo will also be an ass. Oh fuck. Yeah. You can't describe that any better though, can you? I need to move around for the... so I do regenerate my health, I see. Pretty slow though.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia,
Where?
would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
Yes, yes, we're in fucking
You're in a world of
purgatory.
your own, aren't you?
I can't believe I didn't get the Karen thing. Because it's pronounced Sharon.
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. The newly arrived are...
Vote for Malleolus for a free drink at my tavern. Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too...
Yes, it is.
Oh, I see. You prefer the company of men. Maybe you should go and make friends with Virgil instead. I take back what I... Let's just forget. All right.
Damn it.
Back again. All right.
No, wait, hold on.
Back. You know, normally I'd... Straight to business, huh? I can work with that. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out. I'm happy to tell you all. So...
Call you out?
Ha! It's hardly my fault if people misunderstand the terms of a deal. I mean, it does say, let the buyer
I really like the
beware,
faces.
right outside my tavern. All right. See ya.
Oh, you wrote that yourself, so if it's a warning and people are... What?
You stay away from my money.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Dickhead. Very close, big farm. Also very loud. Well, he's wearing his armor. He did say he was suspecting bullshit. He got pixelated. We, French steward, our way to planet to fight the crying game man. Bastard.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening. Yulia? Oh no. Alright, I can do that.
Good man, Galerius. I can just make him do all the things so I don't have to do the thing.
But how did you... Alright, of course. I'll make sure this gets to him. I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Very fine, man. Oh, I see. So that I have to pay again and again. Doesn't save. Boo. I guess it was their money, technically. Yeah, I guess that's true. Fucking Darius. Weirdly though, we die, they turn into bullshit. Now mine. Oh, there's Karen. Or Sharon, as it said. Come on, Cube. Nice. What a swolly list. I'm guessing I get to climb these at some point. There were the other ones I fell through at another point. The old vine fat. Did they come from up or down? I think it came from up. Nah. How dare you? It's a strong family name. I will hear no slander. Christian bullshit. Feel scared. Alright, Luke Crane. I willn't. Some fucking guy. Hmm. Alright, arm lady.
You have to do. You have to do. Thank you. He's still in. What?
Let's see if she goes ape shit that I haven't dealt with the man.
Shh, I'm hiding.
Me too.
Did you stop him? What are you waiting for?
Clan command? She looks kind of upset about things.
Greetings and salutations. Greetings. I'm
You
George.
hairy armed fucker.
It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which...
We heard this. Don't we?
Is this a riddle, or perhaps you mean to say you feel like you are ahead of your time? I feel the same way. Another reason for us to stick together. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps? My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum. You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule, and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all? I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree? Oh, and there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at, I don't know about you, but I would like to look my best. A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself. I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa. Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am. Anything you like.
I'm not sure when Nebuchadnezzar was. He was contemporary with these men.
Shh! Not so loud! What are you playing at? Have you not been told about the last attempt?
For some reason, I'm reminded of the bit in Outcast where you ask someone what gender a mate is, and he just fucking dies. And then when you ask another mate, you're like, fuck. I know what happened to the last guy you asked. I refussed.
Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. Ah, it is a long story. Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all. And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out. They have. I am getting to that. There was an attempt made by resourceful fellows who lived here some years ago. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends. So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place, and so I say it is best to not even discuss it aloud. Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate. Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson when he abducted Persephone and imprisoned her in the underworld. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew. The grain turned to empty husks and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands, until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The Golden Rule has merely brought it into focus. If we are to survive, I say we must each heed the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus, first of the 7 sages of Greece, who said, "Avoid doing what you would blame others for doing." Regrettably, I think you are correct, my friend. For even if 99% of us adopt this principle, that will never be enough. Sadly, no matter how well we protect ourselves, the life's work of many good people can be undone in the blink of an eye by a single selfish act. Ah, the voice of experience. I am sorry for your loss, my friend. But on a lighter note, I will say one thing for the Golden Rule. For all their grim and haunting poses, these golden statues do make magnificent models for my clothing, do they not?
I hope he's talking theoretically in the future and he wasn't actually around when they got souped. Yeah, this guy seems like a nice dude.
That, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for Malleolus. I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way.
Yeah.
Nothing comes to my mind, my friend.
I can shave your arms.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Removing graffiti. What's the meaning? A man with an actual colored toga. Peccator. Sinner. Voltapec.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life.
This is the most German man I've ever seen.
I'm glad you arrived when you did.
He reminds me of Helmut from Magnum Cum Lauder, Ladder, whatever. Stop staring at my penis and concentrate. God damn it, don't spoil, you penis. So anyway, what's happened up until this point for men that are new here? We fucked around, we woke up, some lady was carrying, so like, God damn, you in the river. Go look for a guy called Allworth. We went into some ruins, we fell down a hole, and now we're in this place where we time loop, and people are like, break the golden rule and you get fucked. And we're trying to figure out the rules of the place.
Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people. That kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place.
No, I want to hear how you keep your hair like that. What kind of... like, you are very well groomed. God damn, you have a bit of stubble on your like chin, but god damn.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines were constructed hundreds of years ago, which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek. Well, yes, that could be the reason. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell. Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water coming from outside the city and distribute it all across the chasm. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake, and allows us to fish and farm.
Yeah, his accent is weird. The way he says "the" is very Germate, but when he says "down," it sounds almost DK.
Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just, please, try to be a bit more discreet about it.
I like how everyone wants to whisper about this and not like either the gods can hear you or they can't. Like, you know in your fucking voice. If that's what it takes, but well, I mean, I guess the gods back then were kind of shit. But
You mean the Great Temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case, it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the Golden Rule? Unless somebody figures out a way inside, I suppose we'll never know.
But when Sagittarius recites the prayer thing to reset the time, it says he whispers it, but that's heard fine. I guess it depends how close you are to the temple. Maybe it's like fucking, what is it, alpha radiation or whatever. There has to be a clear line between you and the mate, or it gets disrupted. So if you're out and there's no canopy above you or roof or anything, and you yell up, the god will hear you immediately. But if there's like a bird flies over,
Of course.
yeah, like imagine Heimdall, for example. He could see shit really far away, what would be really distracting, I think, because it kind of implies he has some sort of zoom vision, right? And since he can see everything so far away, even through things, like if you're looking at something zoomed in, his sensitivity of his oogs must be really, really high. So his fucking would just zip around everywhere and he just see random shit. I think God hearing is kind of the same. I think it's sort of pinpoint in specific places, but like the Eye of Sauron, you sort of be like, oi, deity. Yeah, the thing, well, like a T-Rex will do. The thing about binoculars, right, is the further they can see away, the more every tiny movement you do with the binoculars, the more that ass is. Like if you ask binoculars that can't see very far, a centimeter, you might look 5 meters to the side at what you're looking at, but a millimeter can be like thousands of kilometers further away. Anyway, gods have very precise ears, and like if Zeus is breakdancing, you need to catch line of ear as he passes in the direction you ask. So basically it's random. Maybe, yeah. Actually, in this ass time, you'd probably be more worried about people fucking, because it would likely be Zeus humping someone. So if like there's someone in this building behind here having a hump, it's probably Zeus having his way with some ass.
You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. But I tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have a few sleepless nights thinking about the golden rule, but once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you everything, it's not too bad. Nothing new to me, anyway.
Yeah, Loki giving birth to a horse or something. I think this guy he's grooming in this manner so that if he's gonna be statue man, he's gonna fucking look good. And he's wearing turquoise because the clothes get turned into gold anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Novio Magus, and learned to expect a bit of hostility. They weren't nearly as tolerant as the Romans.
Google tells me he's from Illinois. Or somewhere in Ohio. That makes sense. Batavi anyway.
Some people say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. It just seems so flawed to me. Like it's distinctly human. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things that just seem so wrong to you. But this so-called god doesn't seem to care, which means one of two things. Either you don't know the difference between right and wrong, or this unknown god doesn't. And I'm pretty sure I know the difference. Do you?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like the Norse bullshit and Greek and Roman, they were very, very human in their things and the way they acted out and shit. So a guy having a fit is not uncommon at all. It might also be some kind of dick, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You need to be worthy to be able to lift Thor's hammer, but worthy because fucking Odin put the spell on that thing. It's whatever he thinks is worthy. So it might be that you have a blonde mullet or something. Or in this case, it might tie into you doing something you think is wrong, which is why the people that are completely depraved can do stuff that they don't think is... I don't know.
Fair enough. Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company. Hey, nothing gets by you, huh? Sorry, that was mean. Yes, I like men. And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagos, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their tolerance. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for, what was it, nearly 10 years? Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world, with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi. Nice of you to say, but not necessary. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am. Or at least, I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong. It's not just graffiti. I have quite a collection of handwritten notes too. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not sure what I could have done to upset this person. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably one of those cultists. Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god, and that he considers my nature a sin. Can you believe that? If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into hiding. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule. What? Really? I didn't expect that. But thanks. It's always a pleasure to meet someone so selfless. I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start by figuring out who the cultists are. Or maybe ask around among the merchants here. Someone who lives or works in the forum must have seen something. But if you find them, please don't hurt or humiliate them. I suspect they're just confused.
Yeah, dickheads.
Come back and let me know what you find.
Fucking cult. Still dealing with that shit in our time.
Any news about my secret admirer? Oh, that's alright. I'm sure it'll take time. Was there something else you wanted to talk about? Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. And while it's all a bit vague, at least he has a vision. My vote isn't for sale, if that's what you're asking. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah. They're really shit dull. See if I can, is it P? No, it's not P. Put it on L, didn't I? Yeah. I like this one. Mad Max, here. This default guy is alright.
Greetings and salutations.
You don't have much money, Grengarus. Isn't this bed a bit
This
short,
part of my
short
shop
for
is
you?
off limits, even for you, my sartorial friend. Hello again, my sartorial friend. What is on your mind? This is troubling, is it not? I am afraid I have no idea. It is ridiculous, though. Virgil is a fine man. But my young friend Fabia confided in me that she saw someone leaving graffiti on his shop front last night. Perhaps you should ask her about it.
Yeah, these guys seem like
I
fine
hope
men.
that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Will you smith,
Sometimes
Virgil?
I stare at the great temple on the bluff, and I think, whatever is in there, it has to be important.
Damn, be careful.
Make sure you stay away from that empty shrine. It's going to collapse at any moment.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay away from that empty shrine. It's going to collapse at any moment.
Tyron, can I ask you about some other shit now that I
Any
talked
news
to the other
about my
man?
Oh, that... Nice to talk.
Really bad at finding my way around here. What up, Excretia?
Feeling all right? Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad.
Nay.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was until
heard
she
that.
suddenly lost all interest in us. And then she's been gone so long now. We figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it.
But isn't she the...
But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest... I just know Nevia would know how to treat. Thanks. I wish some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine.
Including hair.
A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands.
It's kind of weird that there's no one in this that's just threatening to break it and using that as blackmail on people against people. Like, so, you have the violent men and some shit. They wouldn't like.
Sure. What do you want to know? Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule.
Well, Haskell Flaskell?
So maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Gladly. That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
No mention of the guy. We assume so. Talk to those fucking cultists.
Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. Galerius just saved my life. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
Sayus.
You mean my life story? Oh, well, I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while, until 7 months ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river and then... the next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here.
Pretty sure you shouldn't pray to fucking Vulcan if something's on fire. I think it's probably not like Apollo, where he's the guy that binds it and inflicts it. I think Vulcan, or Hephaestus, or whatever, was just all about, let's fuck him.
Thank you. I consider myself fortunate. At least I'm still alive.
If you fucking still like, fuck Vulcan, there's big fire over here, check it out, he'd be all like, score, and stick some sort of iron in it and start hammering that shit.
If that's your idea of a joke, it's not funny. Go away.
But I always start with the top one.
I know what kind of person you
are, you penis. Thanks, buddy. I can build myself a flying machine, be all like, oh. We assume that's what happens when you break the golden rule. You become statued. Am I stacking arrows like a badass? I appear to be. Seek a bow. Nice mantids. Noob. He should mind his own business. Dr. Blinghattan. I think the ones that don't look are the ones that fuck you eventually. No, not all of them.
I know what kind of person...
Are you walking this way? Were you gonna open the door? Stuck. Oh man, I'm mixing these names up. I'm hoping there doesn't seem to be any sort of thingy here.
I hope you're taking care of yourself.
What up? Hyper-friendly Christian dumbass.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule.
I'm alright.
Ah, we've all... I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but... things are very difficult for us right now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year.
Yes, yes.
Oh, thank you.
Why can't I ask you about the thing?
Ah, that's a shame.
This map M, was it X? I thought I said get right on it. Oh well. I wasn't thinking out loud. Don't ask unless I tie. I hadn't talked to him before. I guess that one is discovery sneaky. Let's do the thing that had an optional ass. Aqueduct. Blingu blingu sakaru. Blingu blingu downstairs. I'm having trouble remembering some of the names. Who's who? They seem to still use money here as well. Yeah, I need to talk to Ass. Speak to Clown. We had an optional on this one, didn't we? Ulpius is the guy in the bin, I think.
His brightness was like the light. Rays flashed from his hand. And there... Shalom, friend.
Shalom! Have you been fucking people over?
Scintilla and I were in love. And then... 22 days ago... she went missing. Alright. One night a few months ago, when I was cleaning Malleolus's villa, I heard a young woman singing. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever heard. I wasn't allowed out, so once everyone else was asleep, I climbed up the inside of the villa and onto the roof, just to see where that sound was coming from. And that's when I saw her. Standing in the garden of the magistrate's villa, I just sat there on the roof, listening to her with my chin on my knees. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hopeful. And then she looked up and saw me, and she smiled. I knew at that moment the fates had brought me to her, and from the moment she asked my name with this warmth and curiosity, I knew I'd have done anything for her. And so for weeks on end, each night I'd climb out of the villa and into her father's garden. We'd hold hands and talk about all the things we'd do once we got out of here, like having our own vineyard. And then one morning I woke up and everyone was out searching for her. They said she'd vanished in the night. All I could do was keep my head down and try to hide how beside myself I was. All I know is she loved me. And if she had known a way out, she would have told me. She'd never have taken her own life. And there's no way anybody could have killed her under the Golden Rule. I can't prove it, but I just know she's still alive somehow. Even now, it's as if I can hear her voice in my head, crying out to me. That can only mean one thing. Somebody abducted her. I have no idea how, or who would want to do something like that to such a sweet, lovely girl. But what else could have happened? My guess? Malleolus had something to do with it. He is without doubt the most evil man I have ever known. I have no idea where he'd be keeping her, but there is one room in his villa, upstairs, which is always locked.
Keeps his wife
I've never
there.
seen the inside of it, and I haven't been able to steal a key without breaking the Golden Rule. But I have a feeling that if you could get in there somehow, it would shed light on a great many things. Really? I was sure he was hiding something in there. I feel like I've looked everywhere. At least everywhere I could get to. There are still two places I've never been able to reach. First, the palace. If Navia managed to get in, then I suppose Scintilla could have too. The only other place she could be is somewhere in the cistern network. I remember hearing that Dooley had been poking around in the upper cistern before he was locked up. So you could ask him about it, I suppose.
It does, kinda, I think, but it's a bit weird.
I feel like I've looked everywhere. At least everywhere I could get to. There are still two places I've never been able to reach. First, the palace. If Navia managed to get in, then I suppose Scintilla could have too. The only other place she could be is somewhere in the cistern network. I remember hearing that Dooley had been poking around in the upper cistern before he was locked up. So you could ask him about it, I suppose. You mean where am I from and all that? Judea, originally. But when I was a child, I moved to Rome with my family, Romanized my name and spent most of my life in the Jewish district of Trans-Tiberim, across the Tiber from the main city. That's where I was when the fires broke out. Everyone was running toward the river and I, listening to my inner contrarian, ran the other way. Every road leading out of Rome was in chaos, full of people with all their belongings in carts and brigands preying on them. Several hours down the Appian Way, I saw another Jewish family being attacked by 3 opportunists. So I picked up a branch from the side of the road and went to defend them. I can only assume they got the better of me because the next thing I knew, I was waking up in a forest, by a river not far from here, with no memory of how I got there. It's strange though, because I still had my purse on me. Why would a robber knock me unconscious and throw me in a river but not take my coins. You're right. I always just assumed the river carried me, but I'm not sure I was anywhere near the Tiber when I fell. I'm sure it'll all make sense if we ever get out of here. I don't. But even if I did, I'm not going anywhere. I have unfinished business. Well, neither of us have a couple of hours to stand around talking about theology, law, and collective punishment, so I guess you're looking for a pithy summary? You remind me of an old story from my people about Hillel the Elder. He was approached by a Gentile and asked to explain the entire Torah while he stood on one foot. Obliging, he replied, "What is hateful to you, do not do to another. That is the whole Torah. The rest is commentary. Go and learn." Of course,
Fortune's smile on
what
you, brother.
I want to know is, what kind of a god sees a young woman abducted and does nothing about it? Not my god. That's for sure. Maybe you don't. I feel it in my bones.
Wait, time for me.
Sentius, I suppose. I'd have to be insane to vote for Malleolus after what he did to me.
I thought you weren't a citizen. I guess you're not a slave anymore.
All right, friend. Thanks for the chat.
Yeah, it's a bit weird about that. Patrician, commoner, merchant. Ja, fiskeman. I like how it spins when I scroll. I guess Rufius is the rheumatism guy. See if we can find him to growl at us. Man with hat. It's probably a bit late for him to be the usual spot. Rufio. It's that creature again. Ubi est the knobhead. Fucking Antonio creature. Figured I'd get stuck or blocked. Neither happened. There it is, man. How very dressed. Usually when he's busy, it's because some sort of...
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire.
Guy.
I'm Dacius. I don't, I'm afraid, but I did overhear Fabia telling Georgius she saw something. Very well, another time.
Shh, I'm hiding.
Free bread. 2 free bread, I guess.
How'd you do?
It's a bit too far for me to run from the temple to the thing. Yeah. I'm gonna try it.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Golden rule breaker. Don't shoot me. We. I would have tried that, but I'd get killed. I don't know if I can actually sneak around these asses. I was hoping he had some sort of note or some bullshit in the ass.
Salve, friend.
Hello.
Oh.
What a guy. I'm guessing I still need to do the what's it called? The flower thing. The weird bone. Apparently we're speaking Roman. Oh, there we go. Ruffio then. Oh, he's also... So, accent apparently, yeah. I can't go into read mode with this thing. Guess that's the Egypt afterlife. Why the fuck did I get Sharon then? That's future, man. When I get some influencer, David Letterman or something. I can't reply to that lady, I'm sorry. But yes. Probably her, the lady missing, speaking through these asses.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you? Ah, you're here. And there's... How... Oh, do us all a favour and drink hemlock, Caput Murder.
Damn it. Yep.
You stay away from my money.
I will not.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
The sins of the loud. Yeah, a bunch of shit. It sounded like one of the things outside. I should probably go into sneaky. Whoop. Stargate Lord.
Oh. You? But... I'll go...
There's the guy walking over there. There's a guy trundling on the thing here. Might be some ass that goes somewhere I can't ask him. Aha! Equus. I should have saved before talking to this ass.
Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
Wonk eye.
Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed? Yes, I suppose that could be something. But then most of us do tend to carry coins on our person, don't we? What else? That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. What else? Yes, I also had such an encounter. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here? And did you happen to catch her name? I see. And was this Karen, by any chance, wearing a hood? Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
She's gonna come clean.
What? How could you know that? And why are you talking to me instead of doing something about it? Please, go and stop him, and come back to me once we're no longer in danger. Are they?
Ave indeed. Calling me basic, how dare you? Where's Rufio?
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
Hey, Horatius. How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
If you're trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work. I'm a stoic, remember?
If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, how can anyone trust him to keep us safe, eh?
Why do I get the feeling you lot
Oi.
have something to do with
Where are you, Growler?
Salve again, friend. How is it you're toying with me, right? Wait, you're not kidding, are you? That's the only way you could have known. You're a bit like... Oh, what was his name? Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one. Old King Sisyphus.
How dare you?
Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the gods, he was given a terrible punishment. He was forced to push a great boulder up to the top of a hill. Only, just as it reached the top, it would roll all the way back down to the bottom, forcing him to start over and over and over again, for all eternity. Just like you. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over. Tantalus was made to grasp at fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. The Bellides had to keep fetching water in a sieve. Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. But, on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this position, friend, but you seem all right to me. So, I'll tell you what. I'll keep doing whatever I can to help you. And you just focus on finding a way to break the cycle you're in.
What a good man.
Oh, that's kind of you to say. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll remember this next time we talk anyway, right? Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted. May fortune smile on you, friend.
Aww.
Welcome.
William.
Feeling all right? That's a...
Let's go talk to What's-Her-Face. Let's go try the assassin thing again. I need to go get some food. I have some Old World with Weenie stream later tonight. I may just let him stream it and not do it myself, but I'll host him. I had a look at the VOD from last time and I could barely string a sentence together trying to manage 2 chats.
Help.
Weenie and the
You
game.
have to do something. A man. You. Thank. What? All right.
Assassin. I'll try this, then I'll go as.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is? I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor, so if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will... Is that understood? You are not off to a good start. When I ask you a question, I expect
all of this
an
is
answer.
unasked
Is
because
that
I died last time.
I would choose my next words more carefully if I would... Then, do you have any last words? Well, I'd say that's rather convenient, since I was planning to kill you all anyway.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
If there's a better way for me to get to the thing, where I won't get shot to shit. Seems that one missed. For now, anyway.
Golems.
And luckily, it's not aiming this way. Ooh! I think it kills him anyway, but I will die very quick if I don't get in this thing. Okay, we now have assassin knowledge. I'm gonna save. We're gonna continue tomorrow. Now I'm gonna go eat. And then there will be some Old World with Weenie tonight. I try to bin the Thracians. Try for watching. Yes.